Well, I actually managed to cut the front lawn today. These are the 3 anthills which have now been going for quite some time. I'm quite happy letting them live in the front garden. They don't cause many problems. The ladybirds at work on the broad beans, and there's not a sign of black fly or green fly anywhere. Thank you, ladybirds. Good morning. You find me in the greenhouse today. I've just taken a cutting of the red ruble kale and the Basil salad leaves. This is the original sowing, the first sowing, and they just keep bouncing back and back and back. And the thing is, I've got a load more coming up there, so I'm going to have plenty. Spring onions here, coming on nicely. Now, these are the tomatoes I bought at the garden centre. These ones, and yeah, they're all growing quite rapidly. So I need to get these in the ground. These two are the ones from the 2 half tomatoes which I grew, and these couple there, and these ones here are ones which I've grown myself. In fact, here, believe it or not, would you believe it, there's flowers on that one and this one. Goodness me, I need to get them in the ground. That's way too early for flowers, but hey, you can't stop nature. So I'm preparing a bed. Now I normally put the bed one side of the greenhouse. This year I thought I'd make a permanent bed that I could also use in the winter as a inside cold frame, you might say, to go with the little mini tunnel I bought. So I put in sifted soil at the moment from my compost heap which I dug, so that's in here. In there is all this eggshell which I've been saving up, and what I do is when I do anything in the oven, I've got it permanently sat in the bottom of the oven, and as I do any eggs I just crush the shell, put it in the bottom of the tray at the bottom of the oven, and then when I'm using the oven, that sterilises them, it bakes them, and they crumble up beautifully. So that's how I give the calcium to the tomatoes and such. So now what I've got to do is get some more soil from up the top. Bo's having a good look around, and get on the top here so I can start planting these tomatoes. Now, just a note for this bed, what I've done, I had some of this twin roofing sheet, plastic roofing sheeting, but what I've also done is line it with cardboard on either side, and also put a lining of cardboard on the bottom underneath these first couple of bags of my self-made compost. So I've just put one more bag of compost there. So far the base has got the equivalent of 180 litres of self-made compost. That's 3 60-litre bags I've put down there, and I've just put another 60-litre bag here. So that's 240 litres so far, plus it's on an earth base, hence the reason why I've got the cardboard along the base as well. Right, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different varieties of tomato here. F1 Shirley, Moneymaker, Sweet Million, Alicante, Gardener's Delight, and Bodog. Have a night, Bo. I've got Bodog here. So let's have a think how I'm going to put these in, how I'm going to place them, just check the heights and such, and then we'll get them started planting. So I've got them all spaced out. So what I'm going to do is starting at either end. On either end is Moneymaker, then it's the F1 Shirley, then it's the Sweet Million, and then again we go back to Sweet Million, F1 Shirley, Moneymaker, Alicante, Gardener's Delight, that should be a Gardener's Delight, and then Alicante again. So they're all spaced out as I normally would space them. All I've got to do is put them in the soil. Now remember, you can plant these a bit deeper, because all these little hairs that you can see along here help to form roots. And look at that, side shoots already. Now what I normally do is take off some of these lower two leaves, because they're not going to be a lot of good. So I'll take them off and start planting. Alright, so the tomatoes are in. Now that's one of the tomatoes I grew from the half tomato, which I started off in January. So they're all labelled up. I like to make sure their labels are with them. I know some gardeners, they say, oh, I remember what's what. I don't think my memory is that good. So they're now in. I'll give them a good water in a minute. But what I think I'm going to do is sow some basil in between. I've got several lots of basil. In fact, I've got three. I've got, I think, 2 standard basils, and I think I've got a Thai basil. And I'll just grow little groups in between. So I'm going to do that now, and then we'll give them a good watering. Okay, that's that done. So what I've done is got all the tomato plants in, took all the bottom leaves off so they get a good start, and then I've got sort of like that. I've got basil. Now I've got 3 types of basil. I've got lemon basil, sweet basil and Thai basil, and then I've got some basil coming along the front there, but in between these two tags I've got some chives, and then I've got some chives in little groups between each one right at the back. So with chives and basil as companion plants, hopefully all looking good. Now I'm going to give them a good watering, but they all need a good watering in. So what I do now is leave them alone, let them come back, because they're a little bit drooped because of the heat. So it's been getting very hot in here. Yesterday it reached 88.3 Fahrenheit, which was 31.3 Celsius. Went down to 4.1 Celsius last night, which is 39.4, which is fine. They've been out here now for several weeks, so they'll be fine. It's only 58.8 Fahrenheit today, which for those that only work in centigrade is 15.2. But yeah, they're looking fine, no problems at all. It is April, so it's start of the carrot fly season. So as I've got a couple of containers with just carrots, these have got carrots and spring onion, so hopefully the smell of the spring onion will deter the carrot fly, and the carrots will deter the onion fly. But as I've got some carrots and I've got another sowing of carrots here, and again that's got onion, I'm hoping that the onions, the spring onions in both of these two, will help to deter the carrot fly in all these 4. But as a precaution, I bought some of this netting off of Amazon. I can't say I'm overly enamoured, as you might say, with it. Typical, it's no better when you buy it in the shop, because I've looked at it. You've got all these little sort of fractures there and there. This is why I just don't like using it, because to me it's always a waste of money. Use it this year, it's not a lot of good next year. But it's just as a precaution, because I want some nice looking carrots this year. I've got herbs out in the garden. And as I said, I've planted some chives in here as well, along the back and in that section just there. But I brought in the garlic chives, the golden thyme, and 2 lots of parsley. Parsley will grow all this year and then set seed next year. So normally you grow it as a yearly plant. It's just getting too wet outside for them. This is where the problem I've found is with this golden thyme. I've looked up to see what was causing the problem. Thought it was maybe that it was just getting old, and apparently it's can suffer from excessive rain damage. Well, I think we've definitely had excessive rain. So they're inside now, stay inside now for the rest of the year. I've got Korean mint outside, which is over here, and that's coming on nicely. Korean mint definitely needs to be outside, it doesn't like being indoors. And this is the perennial onion. Now, Jackdaw's had a good go at it. To me, I gave it a try. It's not doing anything. It's going to go. Oh dear me, that's been a hard day so far today. Right, that's the tomato plants all in, all strung up, and coming along nicely. They are too well advanced for my liking, but all you can do is wait and see what happens. As I showed you earlier, there are some flower heads on them, which not on all of them, but on some of them. So we'll just have to wait and see.